Okay, so when we first found out I was pregnant with Freddie, I went for a very early scan and we found out I was having twins, and went for the first scan at 12 weeks and found that one of the twins hadn't survived, so Freddie was then a single child. Everything was going all right apart from that, but then at 20 weeks, at the 20-week scan, they informed me he had something called single umbilical artery syndrome, which is quite common when you have twins and you lose one of them. So they also said to me at that point that, you know, Freddie would probably have some sort of special needs. It could be severe, it could be fairly mild. But, you know, they did sort of at that point say to me, you know, look, you've got options other than carrying on the pregnancy, which obviously we never looked at. So that was the biggest thing, really. To be honest with you, I think it was when he got to school where we noticed that, you know, he's having a few struggles at school, mainly with social elements of school.
Very recently I understood what autism was. It was probably about 3 years ago when I noticed like little traits in myself, and my mum noticed them as well. And then it started to become more clear what autism was and if I had it.
So he's always got on better with adults than he has with children of his own age. He's sort of always had more of an interest.
I'm very literal, so if someone asks me to do it, I will do it as they ask me to. I don't like get sarcasm as much as other people, which I find is quite hard because a lot of people use sarcasm, and I think it's difficult to understand some things when people are talking to you. You have to be like, what? Sorry, could you repeat that? Kind of thing, because you don't quite grasp what they're trying to say.
Do you feel vulnerable?
Sometimes, especially at school, but everyone feels a bit vulnerable at school, no matter what they've got. But I think it's very heightened at school. I know I definitely feel a lot more safe at home and out in the public rather than at school.
And also he was always super musical, so always wanted to be on a piano and always wanted to sort of do things that were out the norm. He was never really interested in the baby steps. He kind of just wanted to do things that his older brothers were doing, which at the time we thought was quite normal because he's the youngest of, you know, 5 boys that we, you know, had all together, and he was the youngest of that.
I was a baby, yeah. I started when I was really young, playing the piano with the little tutorials on the actual clavinova, and that's when I really started my musical journey.
By about 18 months he could play simple things on a piano. Kumbaya, I think, was one of the first pieces that he sat on the piano and just played, and it was just amazing because he knew, you know, after only being shown once or twice, he knew exactly what to push to make the sounds.
I realised it was for me when I was about 4. I know that sounds really young, but that's when I really started to enjoy playing my instruments and really getting to grips with music.
Well, the harp came along when he gained a place at the music school, and from them he became a chorister, a cathedral chorister, and as part of that they get to choose musical instruments they want to play. So as a chorister they get a free musical lesson, and also being in the school they get a free lesson. So they get to have a look at all the different instruments they could play, and of course Fred saw a massive big harp and decided this is the one for me.
This tune is called Copycat. It's a French traditional tune and hope you like it.
So he'd got a friend that was playing it as well, and I think he got her harp and was strumming it and enjoyed the sound of it. So it really went from there.
When I first saw a harp, it was at my friend's house, and they had a small lever harp, and I just constantly wanted to just go up and down the harp, and I found it really fascinating how you could just change key by flicking a switch on the harp.
Freddie Vokes, Arrival of the Queen of Sheba by George Frederick Handel.
So I approached my mum to start playing after that visit. I was like, you know what would sound really nice? The harp, and I had to let it stew for a bit, and I had to make it so that she really wanted the harp in the house. With this harp, you can choose a really nice glossy finish. So it's very nice for weddings, if they want a really nice style of harp. If they want like a matte and a smaller harp, maybe a low-key kind of music, you'd go for the smaller harp. But this harp has got much more of a mellower sound. It's got more... It's got a better sound than the rest of the harps because it's bigger, and you can play a lot more on it because you can change it from flat, natural and sharp.
Yeah, so dyspraxia, the coordination, disorder, and it affects the way that, that you coordinate. So for Freddie, sometimes it can be a little bit clumsy, and his processing speeds and things like that aren't so good. So, whereas somebody might take, I don't know, say 15 minutes to do something, it might take Freddie double that time. Or say he is on the harp and is trying to play a piece, he might be able to play it perfectly one day, and then the next day he struggles to get it under his fingers.
I love to play a piece called Chacon. It's lovely. I play it at a lot of weddings. It's like the wedding march, but it's a theme and variation, so you've got variations of the same theme, which makes it sound a bit different to the wedding march.
Yeah, I mean, he's often asked to do weddings because obviously, weddings and harps go together quite well. He's been asked to play at Southwell Festival, which is coming up in a couple of weeks' time. I say it's mainly weddings. He's been asked to do a bit of teaching, younger children, which is nice, and concerts and things like that at school.
Hi, I'm Michael Xavier. I run MX Masterclass. This is Daisy Greenwood, one of my sidekicks here, who was actually a student of mine. And we, together with her mum, Deborah Morgan, we run MX Masterclass.
So MX Masterclass, it was to do with Freddie does have an agent, so it did come up on one of the agency auditions that they wanted to get children that were interested in musical theatre to audition to be professionally trained in the West End.
So MX Masterclass came about, I started in 2011 with the company, which is like 12 years ago now. We were running a series of concerts in local areas around the country involving local children in the concerts. And the kids would come up at the end of a couple of days of rehearsal and say that they learnt more from us in 2 days than they had in 2 years of their local amateur dramatic group. And so we decided to set up a school because we're obviously good at teaching.
MX has helped me to no end. It's absolutely amazing. It's like I go there and I just feel like I belong. At school I don't feel like I belong, but as soon as I step into MX, that is my safe place, that is my home. I've got all my friends there, and they really support me, and I support them in every way I can.
So we have highly trained West End performers that teach here, and they teach, the students get an hour of singing, an hour of dance, and an hour of acting lessons each Sunday.
Ivy.
Eva.
Yes? Did you see how Ivy panicked for a second and then she was like, no, I'm Hook. Take and then give back, yeah? Completely become that character and move on. There should be zero panicking and just full intention. Yes? Freddie, you start.
Tara.
Marcos! Alicia!
MX Masterclass within weeks, I mean, you could see a dramatic change in him, just in his love of musical theatre, his friendship groups. He just felt like he belonged. You know, from being in a school where you've got certain kids that are fairly musical in secondary to kids that are totally not into musical theatre, he's just with a group of kids that totally get him.
So alongside the training that the young people get, we want to make sure that they have the best care they can get as well. So I'm completely trained in mental health for young performers and all the safeguarding side of that. So it basically ensures that every child that comes and trains with us is cared for and feels in a safe environment, which really echoes the ethos we have of love, respect and positivity. They're the three things that we pride ourselves on as a company. And so it's really important for the young people to know they can come to people and talk to us about any issues or concerns they might have, but also just have that friendly face every week to be a support for them.
Michael's great. Love Michael. Everyone does. He's really nice, he's really bubbly, and I think all he wants to do is help you, and he always does it for you, not himself. He's really selfless.
So as a West End actor myself, I realised that I didn't have the kind of opportunities when I was young to train with people who are actually in the industry and people who knew how the industry ran currently. So I thought it was a great idea to set something up where the kids could learn from that, could learn from people who are actually working now in the industry.
We're going to sing for our guest, our patron, ladies and gentlemen, Emily Carey! There's loads of them. Right, come and stand and they're going to sing for you.
We start off with acting. We've got an amazing teacher. The class really love to do it, and I think it's just we all want to be there. So it's not like drama at school where some people just don't want to be there, but everyone wants to be there. Everyone loves it. Everyone enjoys it. They all put 110% into it, and I think that's what really makes it amazing. So you've then normally got dance. And then everyone again puts 110% effort in. You might not be the best dancer, you might be the best dancer, but everyone puts 110% in, and it's amazing. So I really struggle with dancing because I've got dyspraxia, and that involves hand-eye coordination, and my brain could be telling me one thing and I'm just doing the opposite. And it really annoys me sometimes, because sometimes I can dance really well, then other days I'm just useless.
We love Freddie, don't we?
We do love Freddie. He's an amazing young man. What's great about Freddie is whatever he puts his hand to, he gives it his all. He's like 100% with anything. With everything.
That's why he's so good at everything he tries, because he will give you 100%. But I think it's also really important, he's the first person to cheer on other people. Whenever anyone has a moment of success, you know he's going to be there cheering them, being so happy for them as well.
Well, I was really nervous coming to MX because I didn't know anyone here, and I just saw Freddie and then we became really good friends, and it made it much easier.
I'm Clara, and I met Freddie through MX, and I basically went into the building with one of my friends from the previous 2 terms, and I saw Freddie and I was like, okay, let's see what his favourite musical is. So I decided to ask him, and you said like 6 Les Mis. And then he was really enthusiastic about how many musicals he loves and what his past experience was.
Well, we started to learn a Beatles routine, and it was easy in the way that we didn't have to do many difficult moves, but it was quite hard to get the timing right.
So in dance, we practiced a dance to the musical Honk, and then we also did a dance to the Beatles, and I thought the dance was pretty easy compared to what I've done before, but then it was quite hard to put it all together with everyone like coming in with the older groups and everything else.
I'm Tara and I've known Freddie from coming to MX, and on the first day we got paired together and I've just known from then.
Where do you live? Second to the right and straight on until morning. That's a funny address. Is that what they put on the letters? Don't get any letters. But your mother gets letters. Don't have a mother. I live with the Lost Boys. I'm their captain.
Freddie is just so bubbly, and his personality, and when he comes to the room he just brings positive energy towards everybody, and that's basically just why I hang out with him.
Harry Potter from the Hogwarts. What? Great. I think my name is funny, didn't it? No need to ask for yours. Ginger hair, hand-me-down rope. He must be a Weasley. We'll soon find out, Potter. But some Weasley families are better than others. I can help you there.
I think I can tell who the wrong sorter for myself, thanks. You, got any money?
I have $10.
Perfect, get me a large sub. Extra cheese, large fries, and a soda. Yeah. Wait! Diet, you know. Watching the
Mr. Sheepley, we can't leave this.
Yeah, so the harp for Freddie, ultimately he loves to raise money for charity. So he uses the harp positively to raise money for different things. So he has raised just under £5,000 in total now for Ukraine with different things that he's been doing. He's raised about £1,000 for Teenage Cancer Trust. He's raised money for the Nottingham Boys Choir when they were needing some over COVID. And basically anybody that needs any help, they'll say to Fred, you know, can you help us to raise some funds, and he'll help.
So today I'm planning to do some busking in aid of Teenage Cancer Trust. All the money that I get today will be going to Teenage Cancer Trust. I've also set up a Just Giving page so that people can donate online.
Yeah, so quite excitingly, since starting MX Masterclass, they've given him the skills to enable him to audition for more professional roles. So recently he went for the audition to be Jeremy in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
So the audition for Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, it was very nice. I know that sounds really bad, but it was really inclusive. So we had about 8 Jemimas, 6 Jeremys. What happened was 2 people went into a room to see how they could act together, and then you changed. So we did it twice round and you changed the person after that first time. And later on that day I got a phone call saying that I got the part as Jeremy.
Somebody put him forward for the Pride of Gedling Award, which he won. And from that they then asked him if he'd be part of the council. And so he was going every, I think it was once a month on council, on the youth council, and then recently he's been made youth mayor of Gedling.
I was in the youth council for about 5 months when they were doing elections for youth mayor, and I put myself forward. And my mum told me to do it as a joke, and then I thought she was being literal, and I put myself forward. And I ended up becoming youth mayor, which was a complete surprise.
Yeah, Freddie enjoys doing open mic as well. So to gain experience of playing in front of people and getting the experience of playing, he does a lot of open mic nights in different areas and enjoys playing the piano mainly, but he does sometimes take the harp as well. I would say that the main root of his music, the starts of his music, is from him going to the Julie Donald Music School. And they're a family whereby he does different bits. So he does piano, music tech, and guitar. And from the age of 3, he's literally been nurtured by them. And all the exams he's done singing-wise and piano exams and things like that has been mainly due to them. So that's definitely been sort of a big part, you know, of his music journey.
Waking up to your smile every day, it felt like nothing could get in our way. But things shifted and we lost our groove. Guess some things just couldn't improve. Guess some things just couldn't improve. The good times we had in the world.
Wow, it's been a long time since we last filmed and my voice has broken and it was just after Chitty when we last filmed and a lot has changed. Harp playing has taken a bit of a backseat to make room for GCSEs and my musical theatre journey, as I want to really carry on in that career and do as many shows as possible in that field. Also, another thing is colleges, auditioning for different colleges to just try and get onto that first course to then really build up my experience in the musical theatre world. I've just been cast in a film called Deception Game as one of the main teenagers, and I'm doing Legally Blonde. Yeah, that's about it really.
Still all hold on what we had before, even if we're walking out separate doors.